Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I wanted to take you on a little tour through my home and showcase some of my recent favorite finds and just the decor pieces that I've been enjoying. I have a few vintage pieces that I want to share with you that I kind of distributed and redecorated some areas of my home just to make it more cozy. Obviously, as spring and almost summer are upon us, decorating with colorful items always kind of brings joy to me. So I hope you enjoy. If you like these types of decor videos, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye. So switching gears on this side here, I just have my little tray, and this tray is actually from Serena and Lily. This this bowl here is vintage. I grabbed it on Etsy. I get actually a lot of stuff on Etsy. I find Etsy a great place to find trinkets and larger pieces. And you have collections from really all over the world. And this is where I keep just my variety of matches from different places, my lighter, just to keep it a little bit more organized. And then I keep this, I have here my bottle holder. I think this is like a champagne holder. And I put my brass, not matchsticks, brass candlesticks, just to give it a little bit of visual interest. And I tied these little ribbons here. They're actually meant to be napkin holders, and I got those from Mrs. Alice when I was getting some stuff to decorate my dining table, and somehow they ended up on these brass sticks. I just find that they give a little bit more interest to what this looks like. It's just a little, somewhat of a feminine touch. So on this side, I haven't changed too much. I still have these pretty plates, my two lamps, my candles, diffuser, books. I sometimes rearrange the books here, depending on how much height I want, maybe the color combination. So I changed that up. What has been added is this chair, and of course the cage with the little plant inside, and my little chinoiserie pot. And yeah, I stacked some books to give it a little bit more height and kind of layer this, but that's about it. That's the change that I add to this side. Of course, I have my chinoiserie pots down there, little vase to add a little bit like a pop of color. And of course, I use these pots whenever I had hydrangeas, for example. I like to use one of these to put it up on the table, and just, I feel like the hydrangeas, especially if these are blue or kind of purple hydrangeas, or even pink, they give a nice contrast, or just the color pops with these beautiful chinoiserie pots. They're actually meant to be pots. They're pretty big. They're not vases, but I still use them as a vase from time to time. But that's what's happening on this area. The other area that I tried to redecorate or changed up is this TV console, which this cabinet is so big and it holds a lot of stuff, plates, it holds decorations, it holds glasses, so it holds a lot of my table decor and accessories and napkins and such. So I can get rid of this, but I always try to make sure that I have some pretty decor. So of course I have my little cloche here with my Cire Trudon candle. I have this beautiful bust that I got in a vintage shop. I just love how elegant this looks, but also it's very heavy. It's very heavy and it's rather small, but these, if you want a true marble or granite bust, they tend to be pretty expensive. So for now, this is the only one that I could find. A lot of the busts are made out of concrete or plaster. So I'm not, I really want that bust to be out of granite. Then I have here my little butterfly, and then I have here my recent addition to my vintage find is this very gorgeous 19th century candelabra with 4 candles. It's gorgeous. I love the details. I mean, just I love what this pedestal looks like. It's a very pretty piece. I think the vintage shop, if I remember it correctly, described it as something from 1850s to 1890s. But even if it's not from then, I just find this piece lovely. It just adds something to this scene. Of course, I always decorate my coffee table, and this arrangement changes every so often. I try to have flowers every week. I'm getting fresh flowers. Wherever these flowers are from, urban stems, or just go somewhere simple to a grocery store and get a bunch of flowers from there, or go to Trader Joe's. But I always try to have a lovely bunch, and these are from urban stems. Just keeping in mind that as the weather starts to get warmer, it's going to be harder to keep getting flowers via mail because they obviously sit in the delivery truck, and it just sometimes they get pretty battered. So these came a few days ago and actually recovered very nicely. So I'm happy how, especially the ranuncles survived, and the carnations are opening up. They're such a pretty color. They're mini carnations, but they just look lovely. I enjoy flowers of any kind. And I wanted something that is a little bit more colorful, so that's why I picked this arrangement from Urban Stems. What else? Of course, I have a ton of books on here. I love coffee table books. I like how they add kind of interest, they add height, and I love flipping through them for inspiration. I have always some candles. I'm trying to finish this candle by Diptyque. This one didn't smell particularly strong, so it's okay. But I just obviously warm candlelight is always very inviting and just creates a different atmosphere. And then I also have this Fornasetti little trinket bowl, and this this motif I like a lot. I also have one of these as a plate hanging on my wall. But again, I love ton of candles, little trinkets, just to add a little bit of a different style.